Hi there, my name is Brianna Caldwell, and I'm going to be um, telling you guys about my International Skills Diploma Seal application. And I'm a senior at Campbell High School in Cobb County currently. All right, so for the classes I wanted to touch on, I wanted to talk about our IB literature classes and our IB 21st Century World History class. Within the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program, we have a very strong emphasis on global just engagement with other cultures. A lot of, because the IB was not even developed within the United States, it was developed in Europe, and it has spread worldwide. And so we are very connected with a lot of cultures, I believe. There's a big emphasis on foreign language. And so there are a lot of things that I could talk about within this part of the PowerPoint. However, I'm touching on these two classes because I think they show sort of the best unfiltered just engagement with the global community that we get in IB and that IB facilitates. So our first two books are for literature. The two books on the outside. The first one is Ficciones by Jorge Luis Borges. He is a Latin American author, and these books were actually written in Spanish before being translated. So they are work in translation. And so they detail a lot of just sort of culturally different things than what we're used to here in the United States. However, a lot of it is just Borges's mind was very just out there, kind of. A lot of his stories are very out of the box, very unique in themselves. And so it was very interesting reading it because I kind of felt like I could step into the mind of Borges. But of course, that is what a good piece of literature does to you. It helps you step into the mind of the author. So, and so also, a Spanish class. I personally take French, but one of the Spanish classes in IB read a Borges work in Spanish. So it's very interesting to see the differences between how they'd read it and how it works in translation. And the book on the far right is The White Tiger. It's by Aravind Adiga. He was a Indian, I believe, Indian American author. I'm not quite sure, but he was of Indian descent. He is of Indian descent, and he essentially wrote a book. A lot of it is a commentary on the social class system within India and the working class versus the rich. And it's very interesting to learn about and to explore, especially when we look at how a lot of Indian Americans act, and just the difference in culture between those who grew up here and those who grew up in India, where things are very different socially. And in the middle is our textbook for history class this year, The Move to Global War, and it sort of just represents to me a unbiased telling of history from all sides. It doesn't really shy from explaining the terribleness and also the failures and also the successes of all countries that were involved in conflict leading up to World War II. So, and for my activities, I sing a lot at church, but specifically I put my time singing at a children's camp that our church held for a lot of people and a lot of kids in the community. It was a free camp, and actually, since in Smyrna, a lot of our population of people who live here are Hispanic, I actually was able to sing, I think, 2 Spanish songs. So even though I don't speak Spanish, it's just a good way to engage with the community. And on the right, I have a picture of my French pen pals. So it goes from left to right. It goes Elliot, Hugo, and Nathan. Those are my 3 three boys I talk to a lot on just social medias and texting who live in France. They live about on the right outside of Germany on the border of France and Germany. And I'm actually going to be visiting them this year, and I'm so excited for that. And lastly, my service projects are a Mardi Gras parade and the SAT boot camp that I taught for volunteer hours. And so on the left is a picture of me in my Mardi Gras outfit. We just did this to sort of promote the French language within our school at Campbell's International Festival, and it was so fun. I think a lot of people enjoyed it. We were throwing beads like they do in Mardi Gras, and so that was definitely globally engaging just because of the French sort of roots aspect of it. And then my SAT boot camp, right here is some of the feedback that I have been given. And I had a group of 12 students for about 2 months, no, not 2 months, about 1 month. And it took 2 months for me to prepare for it, but it was so fun. I just got to teach and sort of help all these kids for a month. And I really think a lot of them made tremendous progress, but it is also globally engaging because it comes from the nonprofit Schoolhouse by Sal Khan, and Sal Khan has global impact worldwide with his page Khan Academy. And so I had a couple of students who were from different places in the world, and so it was so cool to hear sort of a little bit about them. Obviously we didn't go into too much detail about like where we lived or anything, just for safety reasons, but it was very interesting to see that I had people outside of the United States. So thank you.